Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Triple Double Nation. Today I'll be covering who are the best NBA free agents for the offseason. Let's get into the video. Number 5, Rudy Gobert. There was some temptation to have Rudy Gobert one spot higher on this list. Over the last 3 seasons, his plus 7.7 net rating swing tops that of the number 4 player on this list, and he's almost a walking top 5 defense unto himself. In 2019 and 20, the Utah Jazz's defense ranked in the 81st percentile with Gobert on the floor, despite the fact that he was often flanked by defensive liabilities. In the previous 3 seasons, Utah's defensive rating ranked no worse than the 95th percentile when Gobert was on the floor. Beyond taking up an enormous amount of space with his 7'9" wingspan, Gobert has a knack for knowing when to go for the block and when to stay home to box out. He's as capable as any player his size at handling switches on the perimeter, and he's a force on the glass. What's not as well known about him is the way he impacts the Jazz's offense. Utah has scored more points per 100 possessions when Gobert was on the floor in each of his past 5 seasons. An off-the-charts true shooting percentage, gravity as a roll man, and the ability to create shots through offensive rebounds makes Gobert a plus on offense too. He doesn't handle the ball or shoot jumpers though, and that can make the building around him a bit more of a challenge. Number 4, Paul George. After he finished 3rd in the 2018 and 19 MVP voting, Paul George's first season with the Los Angeles Clippers was highlighted by injuries and a postseason flameout. George appeared in just 48 of the possible 72 regular season games. Then, in the playoffs, he shot 39.8% from the field and 33.3% from 3. In a Game 7 loss to the Denver Nuggets, he went 4 of 16 from the field in a season-ending effort. The performance ensured his 3rd sub-50 effective field goal percentage in the last 4 playoffs. Perhaps the challenges of 2019 and 20 will fuel George though. While healthy, he remains one of the game's few players who can defend the opposition's best player while carrying the load of a number 1 option on the other end. George's size, 6'8", 220 pounds, and athleticism make him a truly multi-positional player. He can guard 2 through 4, blow by bigger defenders, and shoot over smaller ones. His embrace of high-volume three-point shooting also makes him a good match for Kawhi Leonard, who does plenty of damage from mid-range. Only 3 players in league history, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Buddy Hield, have managed George's combination of threes per game and three-point percentage. He may already be in his 30s, but PG is already left to offer suitors should he decline his $37.9 million player option for 2021 and 22. Number 3, LeBron James. LeBron James is annihilating our traditional notions about aging in the NBA. In 2019 and 20, his age 35 campaign, he averaged 25.3 points, a league-leading 10.2 assists, and 7.8 rebounds. His 8.4 box plus minus was comfortably the best for an age 35 or older campaign. The gap between James and second place is even bigger when you look at years of experience. This most recent campaign was LeBron's 17th. No one with that many years under his belt has been close to his level of production. Still, he has to slow down at some point, eventually, maybe. As he approaches 2 decades in the league, we may finally be reaching a point at which he wouldn't be one of the top 2 targets in the open market. Number 2, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard gets the nod over LeBron James primarily because he's 7 years younger. If a team had the option to build out a long-term future around either one, it'd be hard to ignore the difference. Numbers might actually point to Kawhi too. Over the last 5 seasons, Leonard's box plus minus is 8.7, LeBron's is 8.4. Kawhi also boasts a slightly higher true shooting percentage, a much higher 3-point percentage, and a better steal percentage over the same stretch. In 2018 and 19, he also displayed a Michael Jordan-like ability to commandeer an entire playoff run on the way to the title. Kawhi can lead a team on both ends of the floor. He's not quite the same defensive force he was in 2014 and 15, in 2015 and 16, when he won back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year awards, but he can still blanket an opposing wing about as well as anyone. Plus, he's made up for whatever level of impact he's waned on that end of his offensive. In the same 5-year stretch preferenced earlier, he's averaged 24.6 points, 3.5 assists, and 1.9 threes, while shooting 39% from deep. The concern with Leonard, of course, is health. So-called load management appears to be a necessity going forward. Sporadic availability from your star is less than ideal, but if it means access to a playoff performance like 2019's, it's worth it. Number 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo has posted unprecedented numbers in each of the past 2 seasons. In 2019 and 20 alone, he went for 33.2 points, 15.3 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 1.2 blocks, and 1.1 steals per 75 possessions. Look at that line again. Just look at it. Those are basically prime Kareem Abdul-Jabbar numbers, but with more assists, and Giannis is still a few days shy of his 26th birthday. Even if he doesn't add a reliable jumper over the life of his next contract, Giannis is on track for all-time great status. In terms of physical dominance, he's like a more mobile Shaquille O'Neal. If he does add that reliable jumper, forget about it. There's truly nothing defenses will be able to do about him. With 2 MVP nods already under his belt, the league appears to be Giannis's for the foreseeable future. All that's left is a title, and his mere presence on a roster all but guarantees contention. Of course, like many on this list, it's not a given that he enters free agency. Giannis has until December 21st to sign a Supermax extension worth around $250 million with the Milwaukee Bucks. If he does, the Bucks remain firmly entrenched in the title picture. If not, he completely alters the landscape of the NBA. That's going to do it for our video today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.